My beloved child, stop right where you are. Do not let your fingers scroll past this moment, and do not let the noise of the world pull your attention away. This is not an algorithm at work, and this is not a random video that just happened to cross your path. I, your Heavenly Father, have orchestrated this exact second for you to hear my voice. I am interrupting your day with a holy purpose, because there is a heavy burden on your chest that I am about to lift. You have been walking through a season of profound silence, feeling as though your prayers are bouncing off the ceiling, wondering if I have turned my face away from you. But hear me now with the deepest certainty of your spirit. You were never forgotten, and you were never abandoned. Do not let the enemy whisper lies into your mind, telling you that your pain is permanent, or that you have been left behind, while everyone else receives their breakthrough. I see the exhaustion you try so hard to hide behind a smile. I know the nights you have laid awake in the dark, crying silent tears that no one else saw, asking me why the journey has to be this hard. I felt every ache of your heart when people walked away from you, when doors closed in your face, and when you felt completely invisible to the world, but you were never invisible to me. I have been watching you, holding you, and preserving you even when you could not feel my presence. This moment right now is a divine appointment. It is the lifeline you have been begging for. If you ignore this, if you rush away to the next distraction, you risk missing the very comfort and clarity I have specifically prepared for you today. The enemy wants you to dismiss this as just another passing message, because he is terrified of what will happen when you finally realize how fiercely you are loved and protected. Stay with me. Breathe in my peace. Open your heart, because what I am about to tell you will change the way you see your entire life. This is your safe place, and your time of isolation is coming to an end. Listen closely, my child, for I am speaking directly to you. You have looked around at the lives of others and felt a deep, aching sting of comparison. You have seen doors open for them, blessings pour out upon their homes, and you have quietly asked me, Lord, when is it my turn? Have you skipped over me? Have I done something to forfeit your favor? I hear those secret whispers, my beloved. I know the heaviness of waiting in the hallway while it feels like everyone else has been invited into the room. But I tell you the absolute truth today. I have not skipped you. I have not placed you on a forgotten shelf to gather dust. The delay you have been experiencing is not a denial of my promises. It is a profound and necessary preparation for the magnitude of what I am about to release into your life. You have been walking through a dry wilderness, yes, but the wilderness is not where I abandon my children. It is where I train them and draw them closer to my heart. The enemy has tried relentlessly to convince you that this waiting season is a punishment. He has planted seeds of doubt in your weary mind, trying to make you believe that your past mistakes have disqualified you from my grace, or that you simply are not worthy of a beautiful future. I command you to reject those lies right now. The silence you have felt was never my absence. When a master craftsman is doing his most delicate, intricate, and valuable work, he is often the most quiet. I have been doing a deep, unseen work within your soul. I have been refining your character, strengthening your endurance, and expanding your spiritual capacity to hold the massive blessing that is coming your way. If I had given it to you sooner, the sheer weight of it might have crushed you. But now, through the fire and the tears, you have been made ready. Think back to the moments when you thought you were completely alone, when the anxiety was so thick it felt hard to breathe, and the walls felt like they were closing in. Who do you think sustained you in those midnight hours? It was my hand keeping your head above the water. It was my grace whispering to your spirit, just hold on for one more day. I was there when your heart broke, carefully collecting every shattered piece. I am the God who binds up the broken-hearted, and I have never, not for a single fraction of a second, let you slip from my grasp. You are my masterpiece, and I do not abandon my greatest works before they are finished. Keep listening, for I have more to reveal to you. I know how terribly tired you are. Not just physically tired, but spiritually and emotionally exhausted, down to your very core. You have been fighting a relentless battle in your mind that absolutely no one else sees. The enemy has unleashed a heavy storm of confusion, fear, and overthinking against you, trying to wear you down until you simply surrender your hope. He desperately wants you to believe that the dark clouds gathering over your life will never clear, that you are broken beyond repair, and that you are destined to wander in this pain forever. But I tell you now, with the sovereign authority of heaven, the enemy is a liar. He did not target you because you are weak. He targeted you because he is terrified of the extraordinary calling I have placed upon your life. He sees the brilliant light of your destiny, and he has been working overtime to extinguish it before you can step into your true purpose. But I am your shield, my child. I am the unshakable fortress around your mind, and I declare that no weapon formed against you shall ever prosper. You may feel as though you have lost so much in this season. You have mourned lost opportunities, broken relationships, wasted time, and perhaps even pieces of your own joy. The grief of what has been taken from you is entirely real, and I do not minimize your pain. But hear me clearly. I am the God of divine restoration. What the enemy has stolen, what the world has broken, and what the locusts have eaten, I will restore to you multiplied. The years you thought were entirely wasted were actually gathering interest in my kingdom. I am going to return to you double for your trouble, and the breathtaking joy that is coming will completely eclipse the bitter sorrow you have endured. Do not let fear dictate your future, and do not let exhaustion convince you to drop your sword just when the victory is finally at hand. You are standing on the very edge of a massive spiritual shift. The atmosphere around you is already changing, even if your physical eyes cannot perceive it yet. The invisible chains that have held you back are rusting and breaking right now. Angels have been dispatched on your behalf to clear the path forward and unlock the doors that have been stubbornly shut. Do not turn away from this screen. Do not let your focus drift for even a second. I am pouring out my supernatural strength into your weary bones right at this very moment. Receive it, take a deep breath, and hold on tightly to my promises. I am not finished speaking life into your spirit. I want you to wipe your tears and lift your head, my beautiful child. The season of mere survival is officially over, and the season of your abundant breakthrough is unfolding before your very eyes right now. The doors that have been slammed in your face were not rejections. They were my divine protection, keeping you away from rooms you were never meant to enter. Now I am opening doors that no one can shut, and I am making a clear path where there seem to be only impenetrable walls. You do not have to fight for your vindication, nor do you have to prove your worth to those who misunderstood you. I am your defender, and I am stepping into the battlefield on your behalf. All I ask of you in this moment is to release the bitterness you have been clutching so tightly. Forgive those who hurt you, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve to walk into this new chapter with a completely free and unburdened heart. Let go of the heavy baggage of your past so your hands are open to receive the massive blessings I am pouring out. You are deeply loved, you are chosen, and you are entirely worthy of the beautiful future I have designed for you. You are not defined by the mistakes you have made or the failures you have experienced. You are defined strictly by my grace and my unconditional love for you. When you look in the mirror, I do not want you to see a broken, exhausted person anymore. I want you to see a royal child of the Most High King, a warrior who has survived every single attack the enemy launched. I am placing a new mantle of peace upon your shoulders. Today, I am restoring your joy, returning your strength, and filling your spirit with a hope so bright it will shatter any remaining darkness. Do not let doubt creep back in. Stand firm in faith. Trust my timing perfectly. Type Amen in the comments. If this message speaks to your heart, receive this prophetic truth and step confidently into your brand new season. I am with you, I am for you, and I will never leave your side. Listen to me carefully, my beloved child, for I see how tightly you are gripping the steering wheel of your own life. You have been trying to figure out every single detail, plotting out your tomorrow, and agonizing over the steps you need to take to fix the broken pieces around you. Your mind has become a restless whirlwind of what-ifs and hows, spinning late into the night when you should be resting in my peace. But I am asking you, with all the gentleness of a loving father, to surrender that heavy burden of control right now. You were never meant to carry the massive weight of your own destiny on your fragile shoulders. It is too heavy for you, and it is slowly crushing your spirit. Lay it all down at my feet. When you try to force heavy doors open by your own limited strength, you only end up bruised, discouraged, and exhausted. But when you step back, release your grip, and allow my sovereign grace to lead the way, the very things you have been desperately chasing will begin to naturally and miraculously flow into your life. The enemy uses this chronic anxiety to keep you paralyzed and distracted. He wants you so hyper-focused on the terrifying height of the waves that you completely forget who commands the wind and the sea. But I am stepping into your boat today, and I am calming the raging storm inside your weary mind. I am breathing a supernatural, settling stillness into your spirit right at this very moment. Can you feel it? Let your shoulders drop. Release the tension in your jaw. Take a deep, intentional breath of my presence. You absolutely do not need to have all the answers for tomorrow, because you have me, and I already hold every single one of your tomorrows perfectly within my hands. A beautiful, unseen transformation is taking place within you as you finally yield to my spirit. Do not try to rush this delicate process. The breakthrough I am bringing is not just a change in your physical circumstances, it is a profound healing of your soul. I am repairing the deep places where human trust was broken, where people let you down, and where you felt completely abandoned. I am teaching you how to lean on me again, without fear. So close your eyes, quiet your racing thoughts, and simply rest in the undeniable truth that I am working all things together for your absolute good. I see the hidden scars you carry, my beloved child. You spend so much of your energy trying to conceal them from the world, shamed of the wounds you have sustained in this fierce journey. You look at your broken pieces and you mistakenly believe that they disqualify you from the glorious future I have promised. The enemy wants you distracted and has whispered that you are too damaged, too flawed, and too weary to ever be used for anything great. But I am looking at you right now, and I do not see a failure. I see a beautiful, resilient warrior who refused to quit when the fires of adversity burned their hottest. Every single scar you bear is not a mark of your defeat. It is a profound testament to my sustaining grace and your incredible survival. You are still standing, not because the storm wasn't fierce, but because your roots were anchored deeply in my unfailing love. I was holding you when you thought you would break, and I am holding you still. Do not let your past dictate the narrative of your future. The painful chapters you have walked through were not written to destroy you. The pain you survived was shaping you, not destroying you. It was carefully allowed to refine you, to build an unshakable endurance within your soul, and to prepare you to carry a massive blessing. The heavy suffering you endured was never wasted, and your tears were never wasted. I have collected every single one of them, and I am actively turning your deep mourning into joyful dancing. The very things that the enemy meant for your total destruction, I am entirely flipping right now to use for your greatest advantage. The enemy cannot stop what I planned for you. You are stepping out of the valley of shadows, and a new season is beginning. I am completely restoring your identity today. You are not the labels that harsh voices have placed upon you. You are not your mistakes, and you are certainly not your trauma. You are deeply loved, you are chosen, and you are destined for an extraordinary purpose. Feel the heavy chains of shame falling off your wrists at this very second. Walk out of the emotional prison that has held you captive for far too long. I am breathing fresh, vibrant life into your weary spirit, renewing your mind and healing the deepest aches of your heart. Do not look away and do not let your faith waver, because what I'm about to tell you may change everything. Keep listening, my child, for I have even more to declare over your destiny. My beloved child, as you step into this new chapter, I am giving you very specific instructions for the season ahead. You have survived the brutal waiting, and now you must prepare your heart to receive the abundant harvest. The most crucial thing you must do right now is to trust me completely and stay close in prayer. The enemy knows that his time to break you has officially run out, and he will attempt to throw last-minute obstacles in your path. He will try to use old fears, sudden delays, and unexpected voices to make you stumble. I am warning you today. Avoid distraction at all costs. Do not look to the left or to the right. Keep your eyes firmly fixed on my promises, and do not let the temporary storms around you shake the eternal foundation I have carefully built within your soul. When the lies of the enemy loudly echo in your mind, trying to pull you back into the heavy chains of anxiety, you must remember who you belong to. You are my chosen vessel. Do not engage in battles that I have not asked you to fight. I am fighting for you, and your only job is to stand still and watch my salvation unfold. I need you to completely release bitterness from your heart today. The people who walked away when you needed them most, the individuals who spoke falsely against you, and the doors that were unjustly slammed shut, let it all go. Holding on to unforgiveness will only anchor you to a painful past, and I am desperately trying to pull you into a glorious future. Forgive them, release them into my hands, and step forward with a spirit that is entirely light and unburdened. This is my final prophetic declaration over your life in this sacred moment. I decree a supernatural peace that surpasses all human understanding to guard your weary mind. I declare total restoration over your health, your finances, your relationships, and your joy. The magnificent breakthrough you have been weeping for is no longer delayed. It is arriving. I am placing a heavy shield of divine protection around your home, and I am pouring out a level of favor that will leave you absolutely speechless. Walk in this truth today. You are held, you are loved, and you are confidently stepping into the greatest victory of your life. Do not doubt, do not waver, and do not look back. Your beautiful new season begins right now. My precious child, I need you to understand the incredible power of your endurance. You have felt like an exhausted runner stumbling at the very end of a brutal marathon, your lungs burning, your legs incredibly heavy, wondering if you can possibly take even one more step. The enemy has been standing aggressively on the sidelines, shouting vicious lies that you will never cross the finish line, that you should just collapse and give up right here in the dirt. But I am the supernatural strength in your weary limbs. I am the fresh breath in your exhausted lungs. I am telling you to take one more step, and then another, because the triumphant finish line of this arduous trial is right before you. The absolute darkest hour of the night is always the one just before the dawn violently and beautifully breaks across the horizon. You have survived the terrifying darkness, and now you are about to witness the spectacular breaking of my radiant light over every single area of your life. Do not quit now when you are inches away from the victory. I have seen how you have quietly mourned the things that did not happen the way you so carefully planned. You mapped out your life, you set your hopeful expectations, and when a harsh reality shattered those fragile dreams, your heart completely shattered with them. You wept and asked me, "Why, Lord, why did you let this happen? Why did you shut that door when I knocked so hard?" I intimately know the deep confusion that has plagued your spirit. But hear my voice of truth now. What you saw as a devastating, heartbreaking loss, I deliberately designed as a profound, loving rescue. I was forcefully closing doors that would have led you into rooms of unimaginable pain. I was intentionally removing toxic relationships that would have eventually drained the very life and anointing from your soul. I was tearing down your perfectly laid human plans because I possess a divine master blueprint for your destiny that is infinitely more beautiful, more abundant, and more glorious than anything your human mind could ever comprehend. You thought I was tearing you down, but I was lovingly pruning you so that you could soon bear a massive, unprecedented harvest of joy. Do not look back at the ashes of what used to be. The heavy season of mourning over closed doors must end today. I am doing a spectacular new thing. Do you not perceive it? I am miraculously making a way in your wilderness and causing streams of living water to flow in your wasteland. I want you to actively prepare your physical and spiritual environment for the massive blessing that is incoming. Clear out the toxic clutter of doubt from your mind. Stop speaking words of defeat, lack, and sickness over your current circumstances. Your tongue possesses the tremendous power of life and death, and I am commanding you right now to start boldly prophesying life over your dry bones. Speak my eternal promises into the empty, aching spaces of your heart. Declare aloud that you are fully healed, that you are supernaturally provided for, and that you are fiercely, unconditionally loved. As you intentionally align your daily words with my divine truth, you will literally feel the heavy spiritual atmosphere in your home begin to shift and lift. Stay anchored right here in my presence, my beloved warrior. I am not finished. I am still unveiling the majestic, breathtaking plans I have stored up for you. My beautiful and resilient child, as you stand on the threshold of this magnificent breakthrough, I want to address the deep weariness that still lingers in your bones. You have been walking through a vast and dry wilderness for so long that your eyes have become accustomed to the barren landscape. You have convinced yourself that this constant struggle is simply how your life is supposed to be. The enemy has whispered that the wilderness is your permanent home, that you will always have to scrape by, always have to fight just to survive, and always have to beg for a drop of peace. But I am stepping in right now to shatter that lie completely. The wilderness was only ever meant to be a pathway, not your destination. You are crossing over into a new reality today, leaving behind the season of drought and stepping into a land that is overflowing with my supernatural abundance, favor, and unmerited grace. Look closely at how I provided for you, even in the driest, most agonizing moments, when you thought you had absolutely nothing left. Did I not send exactly what you needed, just in the nick of time? When your strength completely failed and you fell to your knees in tears, did you not feel a sudden, inexplicable surge of energy to make it through the next day? That was not a coincidence, my beloved. That was my sovereign hand feeding you in the desert. I sustained you when the world said you should have withered away completely. If I took such incredible, detailed care of you in the barren wilderness, can you possibly imagine the breathtaking blessings I have prepared for you now that you are entering your promised season? I am actively shifting you from a mindset of mere survival into a reality of glorious overflow. You will no longer have to beg for scraps of joy, peace, or provision. I am preparing a massive table before you, right in the presence of your enemies, and your cup is about to overflow in ways that will leave you in awe. I need you to actively shed the heavy, dusty garments of the wilderness right now. You cannot enter this brand new season wearing the ragged clothes of your past defeats, your ancient anxieties, and your deep-seated feelings of unworthiness. Take them off. Let them fall to the ground. I am robing you in royal garments of splendor, wrapping you in a heavy mantle of divine favor and unshakable confidence. The people who doubted your unwavering faith during your hardest trials are about to witness the undeniable glory of your God resting heavily and visibly upon your life. Hold your head up high. You are not a victim of your past circumstances. You are a victorious conqueror, chosen for this exact hour. Breathe in my holy anticipation, for the shift is happening this very second. Do not close this message. Keep your spirit wide open, because the revelation I am pouring out is meant to permanently anchor your soul. My precious child, one of the greatest barriers standing between you and the fullness of my blessing right now is your constant need to understand the how. You have prayed for a specific breakthrough, and you have built a detailed box in your mind of exactly how I should answer that prayer, when I should answer it, and through whom it should come. But I am asking you today to completely dismantle that box. My ways are infinitely higher than your ways, and my thoughts are vastly deeper than your thoughts. If I only answered your prayers in the exact, limited ways your human mind could comprehend, you would miss out on the breathtaking, supernatural miracles that I actually want to perform in your life. I am a God of suddenlies and impossibilities. I specialize in opening doors that are completely hidden from your view and bringing provision from the most unexpected, unimaginable sources. The enemy wants to keep you trapped in a cycle of profound disappointment by convincing you that because it has not happened your way, it is never going to happen at all. He uses your unmet expectations to build a heavy wall of resentment between your heart and mine. But I tell you now, the delay in what you asked for is only because I am actively preparing something exponentially better. I do not want to give you a temporary fix. I want to give you an eternal, generational blessing. When you release your tight grip on how things are supposed to unfold, you create the spiritual space necessary for me to move miraculously. Do not limit me with your earthly logic. Do not look at your bank account, your medical report, or your current circumstances and declare that it is impossible. The very word impossible is where my greatest, most spectacular work begins. I need you to actively practice the art of holy expectation today. Start looking for my fingerprints in the small, seemingly insignificant moments of your day. The massive breakthrough you are weeping for will not necessarily announce its arrival with a loud crash of thunder. Sometimes it begins as a quiet, gentle whisper, a small shift in your perspective, or a sudden, unexpected connection with a stranger. Pay close attention to the gentle nudges of my spirit. I am strategically positioning people in your path right now who hold the exact keys to the next level of your destiny. They are divinely appointed to bless you, to guide you, and to help carry you into this completely new season of abundance. Keep your heart wide open, my beloved warrior. The absolute best is yet to come, and it will arrive in a way that will leave you totally amazed. Do not leave me now. Stay focused, for I have even more to reveal to your spirit, my beloved child. Let me speak to the intense loneliness that has shadowed your steps for so long. You have looked around and felt entirely misunderstood by those you love the most. You have walked into crowded rooms and still felt completely alone, carrying a heavy spiritual weight that no one else could comprehend. The enemy tried to use this isolation to convince you that you were rejected, unlovable, and permanently cast aside by the world. But I am revealing the profound truth to you today. Your isolation was never a rejection. It was a divine insulation. I had to pull you away from the noise of the crowd, from the toxic influences, and from the relationships that would have compromised your incredible destiny. I placed you in a sacred incubator so that my voice would become the only voice you could hear. The deep solitude you endured was the exact environment necessary to forge the unshakable strength and profound wisdom you carry today. Now I am shifting the season of your solitude into a season of extraordinary divine connection. You are no longer going to walk this path alone. I am actively bringing people into your life who will not only understand your journey, but will celebrate the magnificent calling on your life. These are kingdom connections, friends, mentors, and allies who are entirely aligned with your destiny. They will not drain your spirit, they will water it. But beyond that, I am about to do something even more miraculous. I am going to use the very pain you survived to miraculously heal others. The deep wounds you thought would disqualify you are about to become the very testimony that sets other captives free. You are going to look into the eyes of people who are suffocating in the exact same darkness you just walked through, and because you know the way out, you will lead them out of their despair and into my glorious light. You are stepping into a position of incredible spiritual influence, my child. The enemy fought you so relentlessly because he knew that if you survive the fire, you would become a dangerous weapon against his kingdom. And you have survived. You are walking out of the flames without even the smell of smoke upon your garments. Accept this new mantle of leadership and grace. Do not shrink back, and do not let false humility tell you that you are not qualified. I have qualified you. I have anointed you, and I am sending you forth with a power that will shatter chains and rebuild ancient ruins. Stand tall, take a deep breath of my holy courage, and prepare your heart. The story I am writing through you is going to leave the world in absolute awe. Stay right here in my presence, for there is still more I must impart to your weary but beautiful spirit. My beloved child, I know there is a lingering fear in your heart about the unknown future. You are standing at the very edge of this magnificent new season, looking at the massive promises I have laid before you, and suddenly you feel incredibly small. The enemy is desperately trying to intimidate you right now. He is loudly pointing out your lack of visible resources, your past failures, and your human limitations. He wants you to look at the giant standing in your path and convince yourself that you are entirely incapable of taking the territory I have already promised you. He wants you to retreat into the familiar comfort of your old struggles, because he knows that if you take this next step of faith, his grip on your life will be broken forever. But I tell you now, do not measure your glorious future by your human limitations. Measure it by my infinite, unmatched power. The towering giants you see today, you will soon see no more. I have already gone before you into your tomorrows to make the crooked places completely straight and to break in pieces the heavy gates of brass. The battle you are facing does not belong to you. It belongs entirely to me. You are not walking into this uncharted territory, relying on your own fragile strength. You are walking in completely backed by the ultimate sovereign authority of heaven. I am calling you to a radical, uncompromising level of faith today. I need you to confidently step out of your comfortable boat and walk on the water with me. Yes, the earthly circumstances around you may still look turbulent, and the winds of opposition may still be howling in your ears. But as long as you keep your eyes locked firmly and entirely on me, I promise you that you will not sink. You have spent so many sleepless nights worrying about how the bills will be paid, how your health will be fully restored, or how your family will be protected. You have played out 1,000 different worst-case scenarios in your mind, trying to mentally brace yourself for disaster. But I am commanding you today to stop projecting your past pain onto your bright future. Fear only has power over your life when you actively agree with it. Today, I am asking you to permanently break your agreement with fear. Evict anxiety from the sacred space of your mind. You have a massive, generational inheritance to claim, and you simply cannot claim it while holding on to the heavy, paralyzing baggage of what-ifs. I am placing a fresh, undeniable anointing of holy boldness upon you right at this very moment. You will speak with a new authority, and you will pray with a brand new fire. Stay with me, my brave warrior, for I am preparing your spirit for the absolute climax of your breakthrough. My precious child, as we move closer to the absolute manifestation of your breakthrough, I must teach you the profound secret of holding on to your massive blessing. You see, it is one thing to survive the brutal wilderness, but it is an entirely different spiritual discipline to thrive in the promised land. The enemy knows he can no longer keep you in the dark, so his final strategy will be to make you feel completely unworthy of the light. He will attempt to convince you that this brand new season of abundance is somehow a mistake, that you do not deserve the immense favor I am pouring out, or that it will suddenly be snatched away from you. I command you to silence that lying voice immediately. You are not receiving this glorious harvest because your human record was flawless. You are receiving it because you are unconditionally mine, and my divine grace is irrevocably established over your entire life. I do not bless you based on your perfection. I bless you strictly based on my perfect, unfailing love for you. I need you to actively shift your spiritual posture right now, from pleading to praising. You have spent years crying out in the midnight hours, asking me to intervene, begging for a sudden shift in your painful circumstances. I have heard every single one of those desperate, tear-soaked cries, and I have decisively answered them. Now your vocabulary must change. Before you even see the physical, tangible evidence of the massive financial turnaround, before the medical report completely clears, before the broken relationship is miraculously restored, I need you to lift your hands and praise me. Praise is the absolute ultimate weapon of spiritual warfare. When you passionately praise me in the hallway while waiting for the final door to open, you are actively confusing and defeating the enemy. You are boldly declaring that your faith is not dictated by what your earthly eyes can currently see, but by what your spirit already firmly knows to be true. Let your home be completely filled with triumphant songs of victory today. Walk confidently through the rooms of your house and declare my supreme, unyielding authority over every single corner of your life. The heavy, stagnant atmosphere of depression, worry, and anxiety that has unlawfully lingered in your living space is being supernaturally flushed out by your genuine worship at this very second. I am permanently replacing the heavy spirit of despair with a vibrant, undeniable garment of praise. You are no longer just surviving. You are officially stepping into a permanent season of triumph. Do you feel the supernatural shift? Do you feel the incredible lightness entering your weary spirit right now? Let the warm tears of immense relief wash away the absolute last remnants of your exhaustion. I am doing an irreversible work in you, and I am actively securing the borders of your new territory. Keep listening closely, my warrior, for the climax of your breakthrough is at hand. My beloved child, As this profound divine encounter draws closer to its conclusion, I want to imprint a fundamental truth so deeply into your spirit that the enemy can never uproot it again. Look back at the long, winding road you have just traveled. Look at the seemingly insurmountable mountains you climbed when your legs were trembling, and the terrifying valleys you walked through when you could not see a single step ahead. You thought it was your sheer willpower that kept you moving, but it was my invisible hand carrying you when you had absolutely nothing left. You were never forgotten. You were never abandoned. Every single moment of your profound suffering was being meticulously weighed against the massive generational glory that is about to be revealed in your life. The very tears that stained your pillow in the midnight hours have watered the seeds of a harvest that will not only bless you, but will feed your children and your children's children. The enemy is absolutely terrified of the spiritual authority you are walking into right now. He knows that a believer who has survived the darkest night without losing their faith is the most dangerous weapon against his kingdom. That is exactly why he fought you so relentlessly. He wanted you to walk away from me in bitterness. He wanted you to look at the closed doors and declare that I was a liar. But you did not. You held on to the hem of my garment, even when your hands were bleeding. And because of your breathtaking, stubborn faith in the face of absolute despair, I am rewarding you openly. The doors that are swinging open for you right now are not just ordinary doors. They are ancient gates of destiny that have been waiting for this exact appointed time to miraculously unlock. I need you to completely sever ties with the spirit of fear today. You can no longer afford to entertain the lingering anxieties and the what-ifs of your past season. Your new level demands an entirely new mindset. When the old lies try to creep back into your thoughts, whispering that this is all too good to be true, or that you will eventually fail, you must boldly command them to leave. You are stepping into a sacred era of divine compensation. I am actively restoring the years that the locusts have eaten, and I am doing it with an unprecedented, overflowing abundance. Take a deep, settling breath of my holy presence right now. Feel the heavy, suffocating yoke of the past being permanently destroyed from off your weary neck. You are free, my beautiful warrior. You are completely free. Stay with me for the final impartation, because the last thing I am going to tell you will seal this entire breakthrough forever. My beloved child, this is the final seal upon the prophetic word I have spoken over your life today. You have stayed with me until the very end of this sacred encounter, and that alone is a profound testament to the deep hunger in your spirit. The enemy tried every possible distraction to pull you away, to make you close this screen, to silence this divine interruption, but you stood incredibly firm. Because you have honored my voice and deliberately anchored your heart in my presence today, I am honoring you. The heavy, invisible burdens that you carried into this moment have been supernaturally lifted. I command you, do not go back and try to pick them up again. The heavy chains are permanently broken, the agonizing old season is officially closed, and the beautiful, radically abundant new chapter of your destiny has definitively begun. As you step out of this holy moment and back into your daily life, you will immediately notice a supernatural difference. You will feel an undeniable lightness in your spirit, a sharp clarity in your weary mind, and a profound peace that fiercely guards your heart against any lingering anxiety. When you lie down to sleep tonight, you will no longer be tormented by racing thoughts, past regrets, or fearful expectations. I am granting you the beautiful gift of deep, uninterrupted, restorative rest. When you open your eyes tomorrow morning, you will step into the day with a brand new, holy confidence, knowing absolutely that the sovereign creator of the universe is walking right beside you, fighting your unseen battles and actively orchestrating your massive breakthrough. You are fully equipped, you are highly favored, and you are entirely unstoppable. Do not let this powerful moment simply fade away into the noise of your day. Actively seal this profound prophetic declaration over your life right now. Type Amen in the comments below to publicly declare your absolute agreement with heaven's plan. Share this message immediately with someone who is secretly struggling in the dark and desperately needs to know that I have not forgotten them either. By sharing this light, you step into your calling as a vessel of my miracles. Subscribe to this channel to stay intimately connected to my voice, because I have so much more I am going to reveal to you in the triumphant days to come. Go forward now, my beautiful warrior, with your head held high. The dry wilderness is forever behind you. Your glorious promised land is standing right before you, and my unconditional love surrounds you completely. Your breathtaking miracle is finally here.